Have you ever thought about what happens when you divorce out of the most powerful family in music, and your famous daughter is no longer bound by the unspoken rules of the family, and she no longer only has to say nice things about the family?
Connected, obviously, with Beyonce and Solange. They're your stepsisters?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I have to ask you, if you are trapped on a desert island, what album are you taking? Lemonade or Seat at the Table?
Oh my God, that's unfair.
I have to ask. They're both amazing.
I'm taking both. I'm taking both. I'm not.
So there's a different love for each one of them. They are super different.
They are very super different,
Yeah.
but like both.
Well, allegedly, this is exactly the situation Bianca Lawson has found herself in after her father, Richard Lawson, divorced Tina Knowles. The streets are saying that Bianca is low-key dropping hints about what it's really like to be so close to that level of stardom, and like y'all have been guessing for the longest time, it wasn't pretty. Allegedly, there's intense jealousy and terrifyingly strict rules you have to follow when you are anywhere near Beyonce, and allegedly, Miss Bianca has been spilling on how insanely crazy it was. I mean, not that I'm surprised that there were strict rules she was forced to follow, but let's just get right into it. Baby, first, let's get one thing straight. Bianca Lawson is not some random influencer looking for 15 minutes of fame by clout chasing on her ex-stepfamily. She is literally industry royalty in her own right. On her mother's side, she is connected to the Berry Gordy and the Motown legacy. She's also been a working actress since the 90s, and you guys probably know her from when she played Maya in Pretty Little Liars. She was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and most recently, she slayed her role in Queen Sugar. And can I just mention how Bianca doesn't age? Girl, how do you look exactly the same way you looked decades ago? It's giving real vampire vibes. Anywho, when Bianca's dad Richard married Tina got back in 2015, fans loved it because it meant that Bianca and Beyonce were officially stepsisters. On paper, it looked like a match made in heaven. Two beautiful, successful black women supporting each other. They were even photographed together a few times, looking like a tight-knit family. But allegedly, when the cameras were off, Bianca was living a nightmare because of all the rules she was forced to follow. Honey, one thing you should know is that anyone who comes into contact with Beyonce has to follow a strict set of rules, including Jay-Z, and especially after he was caught cheating on Beyonce. In fact, an insider even spilled on the rules that were set, saying, "Jay's ultimately very grateful that she didn't give up on him back in the day, so he shows his respect by following her rules. He used to go out with the boys all the time, but that's off limits. And Beyonce doesn't like him having one-on-ones with his female talent." The insider also said Jay-Z and Beyonce go to therapy and prioritize date nights to reconnect as a couple. Then they said, they work hard at making their marriage work, and they're in a healthier place since Beyonce put her foot down. Now, if Jay-Z has to follow a strict set of rules, imagine what other people who come close to the family have to deal with. Well, the most obvious one is that anyone who comes within breathing distance of the family, including extended family members, has to sign ironclad NDAs. And we aren't just talking about the don't talk to TMZ kind of rule. We are talking about strict clauses where you cannot post unauthorized photos, you cannot mention private conversations, and you definitely cannot comment on family drama. Ever. Actually, when Richard and Tina divorced, the settlement had a non-disparagement clause that prohibits either of them from speaking negatively about the other, or the other's kids and their spouses. The clause stated, with respect to the mutual desire to protect the privacy rights of any and all present or future grandchildren of either party, the parties agree that they will not, when asked by any media or person, discuss said grandchildren or future grandchildren, whether verbally or in writing. Also, remember when Tiffany Haddish broke the internet a few years ago by revealing a celebrity literally bit Beyonce's face at a party? What happened right after that? Tiffany went live and admitted she had to sign a strict NDA. The streets even say Beyonce actually confirmed this rule herself in DJ Khaled's track Top Off, when she rapped, "If they're trying to party with the queen, they gonna have to sign a non-disclosure." Basically, rumor has it, if you are invited to a Carter private event, security is at the door with iPads ready for your digital signature before you can even see the bar. No phones, no cameras, no casual talking to the press. So you can bet that they take this issue about not speaking about the family very seriously. But word on the street is that Bianca and Richard no longer follow this rule, cause they apparently feel like whatever goes on behind the scenes in the Knowles-Carter their home deserves to be exposed. Based on reports, apparently you can be successful, sure, but you can never, ever outshine, outdress, or draw more attention than the focal point of the family. And in this case, Bianca was allegedly told that she can never outshine Beyonce. Now, insiders have said that Bianca, who has always kept a very low profile and focused strictly on her acting craft, found this particular rule extremely suffocating. Imagine being a respected actress with decades of work under your belt, but suddenly having to move like a ghost just to make sure you don't accidentally step on any high-profile toes. Well, this rule could actually be true, because there have been several people who were told that they were not allowed to outshine Beyonce. For instance, former DC member Farrah Franklin spilled during an episode of the Wendy Williams Experience that when they were on DC, all the other members had to tan so that they were significantly darker than Beyonce.
Because what she did to Farrah is totally separate from the look that she possesses. Gorgeous woman.
Thank you.
However, I understand that she wanted you to, she was trying to downplay your naturally stunning looks while you were in the group. Did she have you dye your hair, or she wanted you to dye it something other than the stunning black that it is?
Yeah, my hair was red when I was in the group, actually. And I was
crown red, like those Kelly red? What?
My hair was red. Yeah. And my hair was red. I look a lot different than when I was in the group.
Damn sure do, because I don't even recognize you.
Yeah.
I know your name, but I don't know you.
This is how I would have looked naturally, but this is the group. That's how they wanted me to look.
What else would they do to ugly you up?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but I mean, I did have to tan a lot.
Tan a lot? Because they wanted Beyonce to be the lightest one?
I mean, Michelle, I, and Kelly tanned sometimes, so...
I have also seen receipts claiming that Tina would also tell the other members to go out in the sun and get sunbaked, but specifically said that Beyonce should not participate in the sunbaking. By the way, Tina allegedly also forced Kelly Rowland to cut her hair because she could not have anyone have anything better than Beyonce. Allegedly, Bianca was also told that when a major Carter project is dropping, like the Cowboy Carter Stadium Tour, anyone in the family or close friend group has to clear their media schedule. You don't drop a movie, you don't announce a major brand deal, and you don't do a massive tell-all interview. I mean, if this is true, Bianca Lawson definitely found this gatekeeping exhausting. Imagine having major career momentum, but having to constantly check the family master calendar to see if your success is going to accidentally step on the primary family's toes. In fact, I have seen reports claiming that post-divorce, certain people wanted to completely minimize the Lawsons' presence, making sure they were iced out of major industry events and connections. And maybe this is why Bianca and her dad no longer see the need to protect that family. Well, these are just some of the things Bianca allegedly had to endure when she was part of the family, and apparently she just doesn't see the need to protect them anymore. And by the way, there have already been reports claiming that her dad Richard has been spilling on how Tina supposedly ran the house like a boot camp, and apparently he's been hinting that the family's perfect vibe was actually just a really good PR job covering up some deep-seated drama. You know, I would probably also understand why Bianca would be exposing all this now, because other than the things she allegedly had to endure, there's how Tina treated her dad like trash. See, Tina never really saw Richard as a worthy husband, and that's why she kept Matthew's last name and embarrassed Richard in interviews.
I envisioned the type of man I wanted, I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not, but you know, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life, so there is hope, women.
So, the general assumption has always been that Tina only married Richard because she wanted to get back at Matthew. And once she no longer needed him, she decided to divorce him. I mean, if I were Richard's daughter, I'd probably be mad too. Anyway, people are also saying that they see how Beyonce might have been jealous of Bianca. We are talking about someone who has been in this industry since the 90s. She has elite industry bloodlines. She's universally respected, and let's be completely honest, the woman literally does not age. She has a natural, unbothered mystique that money simply cannot buy. See, in Beyonce's world, everything is about being the absolute blueprint, the brightest star in the room. But when your new stepsister naturally commands the room without even trying, and without your permission, allegedly, that didn't sit well, and she was reportedly envious. Baby, one thing I know is that NDAs definitely had to be signed, but let me know whether you think it was unnecessary to have Bianca sign them as well, and whether you think Bey was low-key jealous of Bianca in the comments section below.